Everyone. So today I wanted to share a thought, kind of like a thought, something that I thought about or I've learned recently. And before I kind of thought about this, it was like everything that was like a good idea or a good thing to do. You feel kind of obligated to do it because it's good, you know, and if you can't do it or you're unable to, you kind of feel kind of guilty about it. I've learned that, not every good thing you were meant to do, not because it's a good thing or it's a good idea that is something for you to do. And yes, you'll have suggestions, from people, and they might think, you should do this because it's a good idea. But one thing I've learned is that I'm not the only person in this world, and God can use anybody. God might have me to work in a specific area with a specific set of people, and he might call me to do good in that area, you know and it's not for me to go running over to this area and say, oh, let me just do this for them too because this is a good thing. He might have had somebody else in place to help to do that good, for them, and I've learned to seek God's guidance where whatever it is concerned, to know whether or not this is something that he wants me to do. Because sometimes you find you're doing all this good and you're thinking, oh, it's a good thing because I'm doing a good thing, so it has to be good. And then at the end of the day, you find yourself drained, you're unhappy. Sometimes you're doing this thing that you call a good thing, but you're doing it with an attitude because you're getting tired of it. And it's because you might not be in the right place. Yes, yes, it's a good thing you're doing, but that might not have been your place. Maybe God had somebody else in place to do that thing, but you running out there trying to do all this good, because you think, oh, it's because it's good, I'm obligated to do it, but in doing good, we should seek wisdom, so to know what is it that we're supposed to do. Otherwise, we're going to be drained, we're going to be exhausted, and even the person who we're doing the good for might not feel it. Because let's say you're doing something for somebody, and then you're doing it with an attitude because you're stressed out, you're tired, and you're thinking, and the person's like, all right, like, it's okay, you don't gotta come back here, you gotta do this. And even though it was a good you were doing, the impression that you left with the attitude that you have while you were doing it, you know it's not an attitude that the people would remember and say, oh, Joanna did. Even if they say, oh, Joanna did this for me, but I don't like the way she did it, I don't like the attitude she had while she did it, and it's easier to walk away from something when you understand that you weren't meant to do all the good in the world. There's a section for you that you're responsible for, and then there's another section that somebody else is responsible for. We're all in this together. You're not the only person in the world. You don't have to go on all the mission trips, do all the evangelist work. You don't have to feed all the poor, clothe all the homeless. You don't have to you know be the one to do it for everybody. There's so many of us in the world that God would lead, okay, I want you to do this for this person, I want you to do this for that person. That way you don't find yourself exhausted, and you're better able to serve where you're supposed to serve, if that makes sense. Anyway, the gist that I'm trying to get here is that many times we come across good things and good ideas, but that doesn't mean that you're supposed to do every good thing that you come across or every good idea that somebody brings up. Seek guidance from God. You must do it with wisdom. Otherwise, I always say, sometimes before I used to feel as if I focus on myself, like taking care of myself, it's kind of selfish. But then when I don't, then my attitude is not right. When I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm not doing it, with a good attitude. I'm drained, and the person that I'm doing it for doesn't benefit from it. So it's like, does it really make sense to not focus on me, to not take care of myself before taking care of others? When I take care of myself before I take care of others, I'm in a better position to do more for them, with a better attitude, to do it with a joy, and it has a better impact when I take care of me before. So it's not selfish. It's actually considering others, you know. Anywho, I really hope this, I didn't confuse anybody and that my message was heard. Whoever it was for was heard, and that we seek wisdom in everything that we do, and to make sure that we're where we're supposed to be, and we're not just doing something because, you know, somebody says we should do it, or we feel guilty if we don't do it. Make sure that you're in your right you're in your right place and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you're not alone in this world. You don't have to do everything by yourself. There's so many other people that God will place on their heart to do things. It doesn't have to be you alone. So seek his guidance. Every time an idea come to you, somebody brings a suggestion, you listen, and then you see God's guidance. God, is this something that you want me to do? Is this something that I'm supposed to do? And if it is, he'll give you the grace and the strength and the necessities and everything that's needed to complete the task. Okay? I really hope that this was understood. And one more thing. Please check out my craft page. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Elizabeth's Classics. I'll put the description below. I usually make items like these here. So you can check my page out to see all the different things that I make. And feel free to like, to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Basically, I just share things that I learn with you because I feel as if, it could help somebody out there, even if it's one person. And even if it doesn't help anybody, no harm done. At least I would have done my part by putting it out there, and let God do the rest. Anywho, and also too, I also say that you can share in the comment box maybe some experience that you would have had, something that you tried that worked for you, so that I can learn and other people can learn. It's like a community down there. We can learn from each other. And yeah, feel free to share it if you think it can help somebody else too. Anywho, thank you and see you in my next video. Bye.